So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be answering Ask HR questions because I'm Ben. This is part of a long-running series on this channel where I answer Ask HR questions from the subreddit on Reddit. We have a question about legally changing compensation. No state there. In Massachusetts, reporting a company to the state labor board. And finally, can my employer force me to work overnights if I've already told them I'm not available? Let me get going. Let's start off with whether or not a company can just legally change your compensation. They joined the company less than 2 months ago. They signed a contract indicating that they would receive a certain amount of salary, a bonus, and stock RSUs. And then the organization was notified that the way they're being compensated was going to be normalized. They're going to pay them an extra 6,500 and add an RSU equal to $30,000. And the question is, what are my rights? Could they just fire me? What is the legal take on this? Well, yes, generally speaking, organizations can change your pay at any given time, although this seems quite generous as far as I can tell. But regardless, they can change your pay at any time. It's very unlikely that this person signed a contract because generally speaking, in the United States, very few people have contracts. That's not generally how we operate. So frequently, people understand offer letters to be contracts, and they're frankly wrong. But yes, company can just change it. There are specific states that have specific notice periods, I believe. Specifically, I recall in Nevada and a few others. So perhaps that is something that would be effective depending on the state. However, for the most part, they can just absolutely just change the compensation. But I would, always be concerned if a situation like this happened, what was really going on behind the scenes, because there's a chance that they're having money issues and other concerns that warrant this change. And that's what would always make me a little nervous. The next one up is whether or not they report the company to the state labor board. Company requires them to report to work at 7:15 but not paid until 7:30. The owner calls it his time, and he has to figure out whether or not everyone's prepared for the day. If they clock in early, he still pays them at 7:30. Is that not stealing? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a violation of the Fair Labor Standards Act. And as a result, of course, you give the chance to notify them and make it clear, but there's a great possibility that you would be fired anyway. So, because this sounds like a very unprofessional organization, and that's why I say that. Small mom and pop shops typically are very unprofessional, and that's why they have rules like this. The bigger corporations are able to handle this, and this would be a clear violation of the Fair Labor Standards Act and probably most of the state regs, or most of the applicable state regs in Massachusetts, if I had to guess. This one is really similar to the first one, but it's something that's important to address. It says, can my employer force me to work overnights if I've already told them I'm not available? Person works normal shift, 8 to 4:30. They worked overnight last night, beginning at 8 p.m. Couldn't finish the job, left around midnight. They told their boss that they were unavailable every other night this week due to prior commitments. And the only reason they were chosen is because they hadn't done overnight yet. They want me to go back on the job, but they told them to find someone else. Can they force them to? Yes, they can. They can request that you come in, and they would be a bad employer. I will say that there are states, specifically California, where there is rules surrounding schedule change, and so that is something dependent on the state that you should consult, because there are states that have rules surrounding notification. There aren't many, and so the state is actually quite important here. But overall, for the most part, in 95% of the United States, they can require you to come in at a short notice. So let me know what you think in the comments down below about this, about the idea that schedule change can happen very quickly, and with very limited notice. Is that something that should be regulated, or is it something that simply we should accept as part of the dynamics of the business? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.